My dear child, pay close attention, for as soon as you press play, you will sense a shift in the atmosphere. Last night, while you were peacefully asleep, someone dear to you embarked on an unexpected journey of courage, a journey they had long resisted. Their attraction to you, which they had fought to deny, became irresistible. While the world slumbered, they made a clandestine move that will forever alter your perception of them. The truth of their actions is brewing like an impending storm, and once revealed, your heart will race in ways you cannot anticipate. Remain here with me, for what I am about to disclose is the very secret they hoped would remain hidden. A new chapter begins now. While you rested, they were awake, grappling with their fears, desires, and obsessions about you. They replayed your voice like a familiar song stuck in their mind, recalling your last encounter and the fleeting moments of connection that became too significant to ignore. Late at night, without informing anyone or leaving traces, they reached out, not in the physical sense, but emotionally and energetically, attempting to connect with you in a realm that transcends conventional means. They sought to bridge the gap using the invisible thread that links their heart to yours. But that was not all. What transpired next will astound you. Unbeknownst to them, they were not alone. Someone observed their restlessness. This observer noticed their trembling hands, heavy breathing, and how their gaze fixated on a screen, rewriting an unwritten message countless times. These messages, unguarded confessions, revealed how your name illuminated their thoughts like a forbidden beacon. They panicked and sought to conceal their emotional unraveling, but the observer bore witness to everything. This individual now possesses knowledge regarding your connection that even you may not yet grasp. They recognize that your person is losing control as their feelings for you intensify. They understand that your presence exerts a unique influence over them. Consequently, a significant event is on the horizon that will draw you into a secret you never sought to uncover. Take heed, for the true revelation lies in this. Last night, your person ventured into a space they sought to avoid, a place fraught with memories, fears, and the decisions they have evaded for months. They unearthed what they had kept locked away: the folder, the chat, the photograph, the message, the note. Gazing at your name and image, they confronted a profound truth: they were mistaken in their beliefs. They realized that their resistance to you was not a display of strength, but rather a manifestation of fear. They recognized that avoiding you had not shielded their heart, it had, in fact, robbed them of peace. In that moment of raw self-reflection, they made a promise to themselves that could change everything about your relationship. A decision made in the dark now rises to meet you like an unstoppable wave. This choice will redefine your understanding of their true feelings. Prepare yourself, for last night was no mere coincidence. It was not an arbitrary surge of emotion. An event sparked within your person's heart, perhaps something they saw or heard, igniting a fear of losing you that propelled them into action, prompting a disclosure to another individual for guidance. They laid bare their innermost struggles regarding you and encountered a level of vulnerability they thought they would never reveal. The confidant now watches you silently, observing, biding their time, knowing that whatever unfolds between you and your person could either bring you closer together or forever shatter the silence. The clock is ticking, and there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that can impede what is to come. My dear child, before we proceed further, hold on, as the next few moments may be more poignant than you expect. What I am about to share is not merely information, it is the missing piece to understanding your person's revelations from last night, an aspect they wished to keep from you. Their clandestine actions did not cease with mere contemplation of your name or their internal conflict. Something far more profound, intense, and personal transpired in solitude. Should you step away even briefly, you will miss the instant when their truth emerges. So, remain here with me, as we are on the cusp of elevation. Allow me to convey the true sequence of events. As the night deepened, your person reached a juncture where pretense became unbearable. Their emotions swelled, thoughts besieged them, and their heart raced with agitation. In a surprising move, they uncovered a message they had penned weeks prior but never sent. Their hands trembled as they read it, a raw, unfiltered declaration of their magnetic attraction to you. They absorbed each line, breath quaking, until suddenly, the fear of losing you struck them like a bolt of lightning. The urge to send the message surged within them, to break the silence once and for all, but then someone interrupted, a chance encounter that shifted everything. This person, who stumbled upon their moment of vulnerability, recognized the unmistakable emotions etched upon their face, an expression they could not conceal. That pivotal moment resonated in the background, leaving an indelible impression on the observer. Let us delve even deeper. Last night, your person did not merely experience attraction, they fully surrendered to it. They revisited a memory of you, a fleeting moment with a profound impact, something you had said or done that had been woven into their consciousness. This recollection overwhelmed them, eliciting a whisper of your name that they presumed would go unheard. But alas, someone did hear, someone close enough to perceive the crack in their voice. This observer discerned that your name had become their Achilles heel, your presence served as their anchor, while your absence bred chaos within their soul. As a result, this individual now scrutinizes your person with renewed diligence, awaiting the pivotal moment when they must confront their truth or withdraw once more. The narrative sharpens further. After that defining moment, your person found themselves awake, grappling with a tight chest, racing thoughts, and emotions weighing upon them more heavily than they had felt in months. They began to scroll through your past messages, longing to feel a connection to you once more. They revisited cherished photos, reread texts, replayed old videos to summon your essence into their space. For the first time, they acknowledged a truth that had eluded them. Despite their attempts to distance themselves, you were the one their heart continuously gravitated toward. The effort to resist you became an impossible task. Their attraction has evolved into a force beyond their control. This realization evoked both terror and solace within them. Now, listen closely to what follows. Just as they approached a breaking point, they took another bold step. They composed a blank message addressed to you, fingers hovering above the keys. Their heart raced, and they typed your name. For a fleeting moment, they let their feelings flow, not through words, but as a silent energy, a soulful connection. They reached out to you in a manner that transcended mere words, sending you an unspoken signal straight from their heart. They hoped, perhaps against reason, that you would somehow sense this connection, allowing it to seep into your dreams or linger in the air around you when you woke. And whether you recognized it or not, something within you has shifted. Something is evolving. My beloved child, lean in closely. What I am about to unveil now is an aspect that even your person fears to confront. The events of last night transcended mere attraction, yearning, or muted confessions. Something far more profound unfurled within them, a force intense, inevitable, and fully beyond their command. Should you blink, you may miss the moment their concealed emotions spill into the open. Stay with me, do not waver, for the next few lines will transport you directly into their innermost realm. This is the world they keep sealed away from everyone except for you. Let me guide you to the moment of truth. As the night grew colder and the confines of their room felt increasingly stifling under the weight of their emotions, your person sank into contemplation, head cradled in their hands. Every cherished memory of you crashed over them, relentless like waves refusing to recede. They remembered your laughter, your voice, your very essence. Everything about you stirred feelings within them that they had not experienced in years, if ever. And just then, the truth erupted through the barriers they had constructed. They had never sought to resist you. Instead, they were struggling against the depth of their feelings for you. Their heart raced, their thoughts clamored for attention. In the midst of that emotional turmoil, they took an unexpected step, something they had concealed up until this moment. They reached out to a trusted confidant, someone who had perceived the truth long before they were willing to articulate it. Here, your person shared a startling confession. You have begun to impact them in ways that defy explanation. Even in your absence, it feels as though you are present, your essence shadowing their every step. The pull they feel toward you has transformed into an undeniable force. At that moment, the listener became acutely aware that this was no fleeting feeling. This was not mere infatuation or superficial curiosity. This was profound, raw, and unequivocal. As your person revealed their truth, a pivotal shift occurred. Once spoken, it could not be retracted. And here lies the pivotal turning point. The confidant did not merely lend an ear. They witnessed firsthand your person's gradual unraveling, the glistening tears in their eyes, the tremors in their hands, and the heavy breaths that betrayed the struggle of someone locked in battle with their own emotions. They posed a crucial question: why are you resisting this so passionately? In that moment, your person found themselves at a loss for words, not due to ignorance, but rather the profound weight of their own truth. The response came not from a lack of clarity but out of sheer terror. They were afraid of the profound impact you had on them, of the significance you held in their life. The fear of loving you equated to the fear of relinquishing control. In the stillness following that pivotal question, something within them fractured. They came to the realization that resisting their feelings was more damaging than acknowledging the truth could ever be. This marked the most pivotal moment. After that conversation, as silence enveloped the room once more, they experienced a sensation they hadn't felt in ages: clarity. A revelation struck them with the force of lightning. The previous night was not merely about attraction, it was an awakening, one that their heart chose, even as their mind attempted to resist. They reached for their phone again, reopening your chat, fixating on your name. In that moment, they whispered something under their breath, "I can't stay away anymore." Though they refrained from sending it or writing it down, the intensity of that thought lingered, charged in the air between you. This whisper catalyzed a shift, already propelling your narrative inescapably forward. My dear child, do not turn away now, for this is where everything that your person has concealed erupts into something beyond their control. The prior night was not just emotional or magnetic, it was the decisive moment when their feelings transcended every barrier they'd constructed. What followed was propelled by a concoction of fear, desperation, and an intensity so foreign that even they struggled to recognize it. I urge you to remain present, for the twist about to be revealed is the one that crystallizes everything. Allow the truth to unfold. After that whispered confession, slipping from their heart before they could intervene, your person felt an unusual sensation. Their chest constricted, their breath caught, and an epiphany struck harder than anything they'd experienced. Unable to resist you the prior evening was because your energy reached them in a profound, visceral sense. They felt you, not physically, nor via text, but something deeper within their essence. It was as though your name resonated in their mind, your presence reverberating within their spirit, compelling them to act impulsively. They grasped their phone again, hands trembling, drawn by an invisible thread leading directly to you. Observe what transpired next. They opened your chat for the 100th time, but this occasion differed. Instead of merely staring, they scrolled back to the very beginning, back to the first message, the initial conversation, to the moment everything commenced. They meticulously reread your words, as if seeking something they missed, something they needed, something their heart relentlessly craved. With each message, they drew closer to you. Each recollection evoked a version of themselves they had lost along the journey. Unintentionally, their gaze softened, their breath steadied, and a quiet realization arose: you are the one place where I feel seen. But the intensity did not cease there. As they perused those old messages, a wave of courage surged through them, a boldness derived from being overwhelmed by their emotions. They navigated to your profile, an act they had long avoided, and lingered over your picture far longer than they ought to have. Their heart raced, their thoughts crescendoed, every fragment of their being echoed a singular sentiment: this is who I desire. This is who pulls me in. This is who I can't stop contemplating. For the first time, they did not resist that thought. They did not flee, they did not deny it. They embraced it entirely. Now comes the moment you must hear. Upon emerging from that emotional whirlpool, they took an action that laid bare how deeply you've influenced them. They secured their room, settled on their bed, closed their eyes, and reached out, not physically but mentally, attempting to convey a message without words, yearning to draw your energy closer, to establish a bond that was neither perilous nor visible to anyone else. Yet someone discerned this change, a person within their residence, someone familiar with them intimately. Felt a shift in their demeanor. They perceived the silence, the tension, the emotion radiating from your person, and they began to observe quietly, understanding that this was more profound than mere attraction, it was something grander. My beloved child, heed this carefully. Last night did not conclude with confusion, it culminated in a decision, a silent, powerful resolution destined to morph into action. Your person vowed that should the universe grant them even the slightest sign, even the most minute validation, they would move toward you. They would break the silence, cease running, and allow their heart to guide them instead of fear. This decision hangs in the air at this moment. Alive and potent, baited in anticipation. When the moment arrives, everything between you will transform. Stay close to me, for what I am about to disclose represents the aspect your person never intended anyone to discover, not even themselves. Last night was not merely emotional, it was transformative. An internal shift occurred that they cannot reverse. If you so much as blink, you will miss the exact moment when their concealed desires evolve into something they can no longer hide, silence, or restrain. Stay with me, don't move. We are delving deeper. After arriving at that silent decision, a pressure began to swell in their chest, reminiscent of the need to release something they had suppressed for far too long. They stood up, pacing their room, fingers threading through their hair, lungs laboring, striving to quell the tempest within, but to no avail. The more they attempted to quiet their thoughts, the more your presence surged in their mind, enveloping the entirety of the room. In every corner, shadow, and breath, they felt enveloped by the memory of you, wrapped in the essence of what you represent to them. This time, rather than suppress it, they allowed it to consume them. At this juncture, the truth becomes distinct. Your person approached the mirror, gazing at their reflection, questioning the rationale behind their struggle against this connection. In a whisper directed at their own image, they asked, "Why am I so inexplicably drawn to them? Why can't I let go?" At that instant, an unbelievable realization flooded them: they do not wish to let go. They had been deceiving themselves, masquerading indifference, creating distance, convincing themselves they did not care. The previous night marked the acceptance that with each attempt to move on, their heart inexorably pulled them back toward you. This confession shattered something profound within, propelling them into action. Here is what they did next. They opened their phone anew. Their fingers hovered over your name, breath trembling, heart racing as if seeking escape. They crafted a message. Deleted it. Typed again. Deleted again, repeatedly. Every iteration felt too exposed, too raw, too honest. Although they could not send it, that message carried an undeniable truth they had buried deep: they want you, they miss you. The night prior, they came perilously close to reaching out, so near that with one more emotional push, you might have awoken to an unexpected notification. Now, listen attentively. When they failed to send that message, they embarked on a far more intense journey. They closed your chat, opened their gallery, and navigated straight to the photo of you that resonates with them the most, the one that captivates them. the one they always return to when they feign moving on. They stared at it until their vision blurred. Heart racing, breath warming as they whispered your name like a secret prayer. In that moment, they came to understand that resisting you is gradually fracturing them within. Yet the most shocking revelation follows. In the wake of that emotional torrent, your person seized their diary, notebook, or whatever they employ to capture their innermost thoughts, and they wrote about you, a full page, perhaps more, thoughts they had never confided to anyone, feelings they never dared voice, questions they hesitated to ask you. The concluding line they penned will reverberate, "I don't know what's happening to me, but I can't stop thinking about them." This single sentence encapsulates everything. It exposes their internal conflict, longing, trepidation, desire, and ultimate truth. And now that they have articulated it, the universe will propel them toward you with even greater urgency. My beloved child, comprehend this: last night was not mere happenstance, it was not random. It was a moment of awakening. A permanent shift has occurred. Their heart no longer resists you, it is advancing toward you, and that momentum is intensifying. Hour by hour, thought by thought, heartbeat by heartbeat. Last night, the invisible bond that connects you and your significant other grew decidedly stronger. Now, a significant shift looms on the horizon. My cherished one, remain alert. This is the moment when every suppressed emotion your partner attempted to conceal surges forth uncontrollably. The events of last night not only rattled them, they fundamentally disrupted something deep within. The choices they made afterward are what have sparked the peculiar allure you sense today, that heaviness in the atmosphere, the awareness that changes are occurring beneath the surface. Please, stay right here with me. Refrain from scrolling or moving, for what follows is a revelation that drives their concealed feelings into a perilous emotional realm. Allow me to guide you further into the night. After expressing their innermost thoughts in a hidden diary, your person felt their heart race with a tumultuous blend of fear and yearning. They closed the book, pressing it against their chest, sitting in silence as they tried to find composure. However, instead of soothing them, the silence magnified their turmoil. Their mind replayed every cherished moment with you, each laugh, every glance, each text, recalling how your presence had made them feel vibrantly alive. The more they struggled to breathe normally, the more the sensation of an irresistible pull toward you intensified, as if the universe itself sought to unite your hearts. They breathed your name in that empty space, unaware that their utterance contained more truth than anything they had expressed in months. Observe as this moment unfolds. They rose, moved toward the window, and gazed out at the night sky. As they looked into the darkness, a profound realization began to crack open within them. They envisioned you by their side, contemplating the liberation of revealing the truth they had kept hidden for so long. The thought sent tremors through their body. Leaning their forehead against the glass with closed eyes, they allowed the wave of emotion to wash over them. In that vulnerable moment, they confessed to themselves something they had never thought to articulate, even internally: "I'm in too deep." Those 4 words were not rooted in fear but rather represented a confession, an awakening, a crucial inflection point, the precise instance their heart acknowledged what their mind had resisted. Just as they stood on the precipice of these emotions, a surprise interruption occurred. Someone passed by their room, noticed the light was on, and gently knocked on the door. In a panic, your person wiped their face, aiming for an appearance of normalcy, but it was evident to the other individual. They observed the redness in your person's eyes, the unusual behavior, and the way they clutched their phone as if it held the keys to everything. The person inquired about their well-being. Your person attempted to fabricate a response, to conceal the truth, but their voice faltered. The facade crumbled, and in that instant, the truth seeped through in their expression. Your name, your memory, your energy, it was palpable in their face. Here is where everything transitions. That individual quietly exited the room, yet they were not deceived. They recognized that something significant was unfolding within your person. They understood the internal conflict between desire and fear, and they sensed that the bond with you was far more profound than your person openly acknowledged. Now, they observe with great attentiveness, aware that something between you is on the verge of transformation. Your person felt the weight of visibility. They secured the door once more, their heart racing even faster. The realization dawned that their emotions were no longer private. Someone had detected the truth. Someone had sensed the intensity, leaving your person more exposed than ever. Now, we delve deeper into the night. Your person settled on their bed, grasped their phone anew, and this time opened your chat with a different purpose, not merely to scroll or stare, but to communicate. Their fingers hovered hesitantly over the keyboard for an extended period. They crafted something brief, simple, and authentic, only to delete it, then type again and erase it once more. Their breath remained unsteady, their heart relentless in its racing. Their emotions surged excessively. With each attempt to pen their thoughts, the undeniable truth sank deeper. They longed to engage with you, to break the silence, to reach out. Yet, they were terrified of what might ensue upon crossing that threshold. My dear one, grasp the implications of this moment. The events of last night marked not an endpoint, but rather a beginning, the commencement of their admission that their attraction to you is no transient fling. It is not a mere phase that can be turned off at will, rather, it is escalating, intensifying, and consuming them more with each passing day. The invisible connection between you solidified so profoundly last night that your person awoke today feeling transformed, unsettled, and emotionally exposed. They did not resist the bond last night, they fell deeper.